as you have to make a saving throw, which you succeed on. And that will end his turn.
Okay, as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on that guy. And then I'm going to shoot at him. I'm just moving back so that I have a little bit more range between us. Before I shoot, if that's okay.
Yep.
Get advantage for attack tactics.
All right, your arrow hits him kind of in the shoulder and spins him around. Brick is not there. And at the top of the round, the corpse-like ghoul realizes his buddy's getting a fresh meal, and he decides he wants to join the party. So he runs on over there, looking for a nice quick snack of Tarion. And again, swipes at you with his claws, which you duck and dodge out of the way.
All right, so I have no problem getting angry this time. These guys are really, pissing me off. So I'm gonna go into a rage. That is what it sounds like.
Except maybe a little higher pitch voice.
And I am going to swat at this guy that I already attacked because I'm weirdly attracted to him, and that bothers me too. So I'm going to swat at him with my battle axe.
He's got his hair combed over all nice.
Nice.
Ooh.
All right, as you slash into him and chop off an arm, and he falls to the ground.
Nice. All right, that's all for me.
All right, so I'm going to move around.
Okay.
It's so weird I can't see what's going on. All I see is like 3 tokens.
But you heard my weird, yell.
Well, I can see you guys, but I can't see around the corner. It's cool. It's cool.
So, and as I move around, brings out his long hook, and I'm actually going to wait as Tyrion turns toward it, and then reach out and try to catch it by the ankle.
Reach out and touch someone? A 2.
You swing down low, and he just picks his foot up, and it goes clattering across the stone floor.
All right. Well, I don't even need to move up to shoot this guy. Do I get a clean shot at him?
Where you are? Yeah, you're fine.
Ooh. Ooh, I have a longbow now. Nice. Twang. Uh-oh.
Critical hit with sneak attack.
Oh, yeah. Sneak attack. Is this still 1d6? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I don't need to apply that.
It's all automatic.
Jeez. 28 points of damage. Good Lord.
Holy cow.
Wow.
As
He's
you
what they
shoot the
call a
thing
goner.
His head explodes and goes all over the
all over the
unnamed.
unnamed.
Dick
My-
Pick just
I'm
reached
like-
out to check
I-
your bow.
Quinn throws up his hand and lips. Bad. My bad. And then I wanna move up and peek around the corner.
All right. You move up and peek around the corner, and what you can see is what you see there on the map. This large pool of old, kind of dark, slimy-ish blood, and two halves of a corpse.
Nice blood smear. I like it.
Oh, are we out of combat?
And we are out of combat. Yeah, we are out of combat. From here, you can see, well, those of you that have dark vision can see that at the other end of this room is a metallic gate right here.
Let's go check it out.
Before we do that, can I check out their clothes? I want to figure out why they're so nice. Are they nicer than my clothes?
They're a step above commoners, like merchants or something. But they're not excessively wealthy either. But they do look like they're fitted to them. They don't appear to have been, stolen and then, ill-fitting or anything like that. Now, the guy that's torn in half, he looks like a farmhand. The clothes that is left on him looks like a farmhand type.
Do you have any identification on him? Like we would know this is Farmer Bob.
Try
has a name
something
tag.
for me. Yeah. Larry, the
Traditional
manure guy.
farmer dog tags on. You can just check them.
Yeah. Well, maybe he has Bob on his overalls. We don't know.
On that token marked body, try double click it and see if it does what I think it should do.
It put up a box that says pick lock and break lock.
Is it
Right.
chastity belt?
So
Because I clicked on the bottom half.
I don't know what that is.
now try open it again.
He has a ghoul claw and a
Oh,
vial.
yeah,
mini.
there it goes.
So this is what you find on the other two ghouls, but I used this body. This is a new extension that I'm trying out where you can actually put tokens on that have like a contents, like a chest or something. All right.
So
I will send that to the party
Ooh,
sheet.
nice.
I'm going
I'm
to
gonna. Sorry.
light. The name's going to light his hooded lantern. And
Okay.
then set it down, and I want to take a look at the blood and the corpse, not touch it, just take a look around and see if I can figure out approximately how old is this? Is this weeks, hours,
Okay.
days?
Give me a medicine check. All right. So this looks like estimate anywhere between 1 and maybe a day and a half. Between a day and a half. It's hard to pinpoint it down more exactly than that, but you can tell the body's like fully cold here on the stone floor. The blood is thick and partially congealed.
There's no.
So I'll share that with the party. And these looks to be about day and a half.
It's at that sticky setting where when you walk through it, your foot kind of sticks.
Like spilled Coke on the tile floor.
Leaves tracks everywhere you go.
He spilled soda.
Welcome to an unclean movie theater.
So Quinn's got to examine these bars and see if there's a way to get them open.
Okay, yeah, there is a lock on those bars.
Quinn's like, I think I might be able to open this if you guys are ready. Let me check to see if the lock has been trapped first.
Can any of us tiny people just walk between the bars?
Right, we just push Dick Pick through the lock.
I'm going to take one of these vials of demonator.
I'm going to investigate first. I want to see if it's
yes,
trapped.
Investigate, please.
There it is.
I'm gonna take the ghoul claw because I think it'd be a cool little necklace, maybe.
Okay, you do not find anything that looks like a trap on the lock.
It looks pretty safe. I think I'll try to pick it. And he pulls out his lockpicks and goes to town on it.
Okay, yeah, you easily pop the thing open, having rolled a 25.
He like uses his pinky nail. He's like, I think I got it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put the lock in my pocket.
so you
Or is it in
easily-
the part of the cage? Is it a padlock?
It's built into the bars
Yeah,
of the
okay.
cage. It's kind of a swinging door. All right, so it is open,
Oh,
and
so
you
I'm
guys
gonna.
can now pass through that.
So I wave him ahead. It looks clear as far as I can see. Come on forward.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sneaking from now on, so let me know if I need to.
Okay,
I'll
as you
also
see it. All right. As it extends south, you see that there are a couple of branches off to the east at each stage. There's two of those little branches off to the east and some small alcoves. In those
that?
alcoves, there is like part of a pillar that's broken. And you think there may have been something, like maybe it was part of a pedestal, there may have been something on it at one point, but it's empty right now.
This is
From
pretty
where you're at,
fancy to be underneath a farm.
yeah. Dick pic, from where you're at, you can see that these appear to have been burial chambers. You can see 3 openings to the south, as well as skeletal bones laying out in the open in the little crevices in the wall.
Do these bones look like they might move around? Or
You
do
want to
they
get
look like...
closer and check them out, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna carefully, like,
They got strings on them. They're like, ooh.
cartoon tiptoe towards it.
While he's doing that, I want to check out the pillar and see if it has like any writing or inscriptions or anything like that.
Okay, give me a perception check. Okay, Blink, you do not find anything on there. Dick pic, as you're only going up to that first one, or are you going all the way down?
For now, I've just seen a lot of dead things around, so I want to see if this one does it too.
Yeah, so taking a look at the skeletal remains, they look pretty broken apart. Like the bones are not aligned with one another. They're just kind of scattered as if they've fallen apart. There's no cohesion to them. Down in the south, you see what looked like crypts in that little room down there. It looks like a crypt. There's some writing on the top.
Do they got a blue
Before I go in
bandana or a
there,
red
does that-
bandana? How'd it?
Give me a perception check, please.
It's a crypt.
There's the bloods up there, and there's the crypt down here.
I think the bloods are red bandana. I think. I don't know. Could be the opposite.
All right. When you take a look, you happen to notice that the lid on this one seems to be slightly. It's not square. It's like it's been shifted slightly by maybe an inch.
Slightly
Does-
ajar.
Is there any sign of somebody walking on the floor, as the floor doesn't really leave tracks?
There's faint signs of tracks here, yes.
Are they only going one way?
Well, the tracks that you see, very faint tracks, kind of come up from here and enter into here.
Yeah, so that it's not like it started at this open thing.
No.
Well, I'm curious. I'm gonna slowly go up, but I'm checking out the walls for like Indiana Jones style booby traps.
Okay. In investigation.
Cover your heart, Andy. Cover your heart.
I clicked the wrong thing first. Not medicine. I'm pretty sure whatever was here was dead.
Okay. So you
Bones.
go ahead and take a look. You do not find anything that looks like a trap. around you, around the room that you can see. But as you get right up next to that thing, we are going to roll for initiative. What up and sorry. Had to move you for a second. So we're going to start off with the unnamed again.
Speedy.
Do I notice or see anything out of the
You have
ordinary?
not, other than Dick Pick sniffing around a tomb.
Is he really like? He's got little whiskers going.
Oh yeah, I
So
use
this is a
all my
passageway
rat
going
senses.
south then?
What's that?
And a room. This is a passageway to the south, where Tyrion is, and Dick Pick, and a longer passage to the east.
Correct. So there's passageway this way and a passageway that way, and then there's the passage that Tyrion and Dick Pick are currently in.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I couldn't tell if it wasn't just a giant room. I just couldn't see around a pillar or something. Okay, so I'm going to be looking, keeping watch out here. And I'll go ahead and say a little prayer, and Tyrion will sparkle
Do a
for
little
a moment.
dance.
In Tyrion, your rage would have expired by now.
Oh yes. I don't think I know anything was up. So yeah, I'm just gonna see if I can peek right into this box. Start levering my finger into it if I need a little bit more viewing space.
All right. So you start sliding the box over, and as you do, you hear a howl come out as the lid comes flying up, and out jumps a naked, gray-skinned ghoul.
A pathetic wheezy howl, I assume.
Yes.
I'm so hungover.
Nakedness.
Can I react to this, or was my action being a dumb guy and playing with the Jack in the Box?
Yeah, your action was going to be interacting with the object and sliding the thing off the side.
Okay. So as a free action, I'm going to swear.
Do you swear or do you scream out like a little girl?
Well, yeah, it's a rat squeak, but it's a cuss too. It's like I'm self-censoring.
Can we go back to classic so I can see the whole map?
Skip break. All right. I know. There we go.
Now, can I ask a question about Hunter's Mark real quick? I know it says it lasts up to an hour. Would it still be running right now or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
If
Can I
casting time's up to
reapply
an
it?
hour. Yeah, you actually the if T one, you can just leave that on your character because it's not going to actually do anything unless your target has the Hunter's Mark effect applied to it.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that.
No, not a problem. All right. So coming from around this corner further comes another screeching naked zombie, and or ghoul, and he comes right up next to the unnamed.
The bachelor
But
party,
you have to
the
dash to
unnamed.
get there.
We hired strippers.
He is the undurfed against the unnamed.
Where's this one? Oh, this is the one right in front of Dick Pick, who bursts out and takes a. Has Dick Pick? Yeah, Dick Pick has gone in this round, so he doesn't get a free critical attack, critical hit. But yeah, he comes out and starts slashing at you with his claws. But you're too short, and he just swipes right over your head, misses your ears even. He doesn't seem too terribly coordinated as he's climbing out of there.
There's like people in the way. So a -2 to hit.
I mean, if he's crawling out of a box that's on a raised dais and we're all short people.
He's talking about the one running up to me.
Yeah, I don't see anybody else.
There's one right there.
Yeah, that's what I say. -2 to hit him because unnamed is in the way.
-2 to hit him. Yep. Shooting through the unnamed.
-2 on that guy with my longbow. Twang. A 2. I miss.
As it goes clattering off the unnamed's helmet.
And then I think I will move like over here. And pass my turn.
Okay.
Do I have a -2 as well? Through the unnamed?
No, you've got a clear
Far
enough
enough
shot.
off. Cool. So I'll use patient shot and line it up and shoot at this ghoul.
All right, you nail him, spin him around a little bit. He's got this. Is that a crossbow bolt sticking out of his thigh, Tyrion?
All right, so I can't really see much of what's going on, but I heard Dick Pick squeal, so I'm gonna come down and help him out because I like Dick Pick and I want to make sure he doesn't die. So then when I get down here, I see the ghoul, and I'm gonna try to hit him with my battle axe.
Choppy chop. Ooh.
One thing you do notice about all of these is that they look very thin, like emaciated. Not like the ghouls that you saw earlier that were wearing clothes. They looked well fed, whereas these look starved.
So I don't see anything else down here, right?
You do not see anything there.
So I'm gonna move back a little bit. I can move back there, I think, with my movement. And then I'll be
You
done.
can get to there.
Okay. And then I'll be done.
Okay. Meanwhile, this guy comes running out and sees dinner, swipes his claws and gets a critical hit against the unnamed.
Uh-oh.
Slashes him right across the face, doing 12 points of damage, and you feel this necrotic energy enter into your body as you are paralyzed.
I think that's your nose on the ground.
As he ends his turn.
Blink 182.
All right. I'm gonna line up this this one that has taken some damage already and try to finish him off.
Okay. Oh, it was so close to a 20.
So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see where it rolled for my concentration. Do I have? I mean, it's there listed as on me. Is there something I'm doing wrong?
I don't know. Did I not have that automatic, or did they change that?
Is
You
it
might not have
correct?
it turned on.
Or is it lowercase c? I thought it was capital C, isn't it?
It shouldn't matter. Either one should work.
Anyway, do you want me just to roll it?
Yeah. I'm not sure why. Nope. It never rolled your concentration. Weird.
All right, so that drops the spell. Sorry, Tyrion.
No benediction for you.
I wonder if that's a extension conflict. Maybe I'll have to test that out afterward. Write a note. All right. So Blink went and
You could track some
Star.
damage on Dick Pick and see. He has concentration on him.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. We'll see if Dick Pick rolls it, then I'll undo it.
Yep, he rolled it, so it's something with his effect.
Yeah.
I think it's just C. You got C semicolon maybe.
Well, there should be a semicolon and then parentheses, C parentheses at the very end.
I think he's got parentheses C parentheses semicolon.
Yeah, it has C semicolon then self.
No
All right.
semicolon.
We'll take a look at that one. So it is the starved beggar ghoul's turn, and he sees you paralyzed down on the ground, and his friend is dead, but he doesn't really care about his friend at all.
It's free food.
Free food, so he is going to attack you, the unnamed.
You.
And he is going to try and he bends down and he starts chewing on you. But he can't quite get through your armor.
His leather's
Even
too
being
tough.
paralyzed, it's that holy symbol in the way. He keeps trying to gnaw through it.
Get off of him, you foul beggar. And I'm gonna shoot him with my longbow. Twang. Ooh. 10 points of damage.
Very nice.
And I just want to take a peek in there and then move back, so.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Quinn, give me a perception check.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
It's in my eye. I got something in my eye. I don't know what I rolled.
You are not aware as something comes running up behind you and turns the corner, comes up behind you and swipes at you with his claws.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Go away. Let's see.
But you still are dexterous enough to dodge out of the way. So you get another save. since you are paralyzed.
Want to use my inspiration?
Okay. Go ahead and apply that.
Ooh, double 16s.
You make it, so you are no longer paralyzed.
And it happens at the end of the turn, correct?
Yes, that's at the end of your turn.
Alright, so I can hear what's going on up there, but I can't really see. So I'm going to first move up here. See.
All right, you see a naked ghoul hanging off of Quint's back.
So I will move up here, and I will try to chop its head off with my battle axe.
You said I was prone?
You were paralyzed. I don't think that automatically makes you prone.
Okay, that's what I was checking.
No, you're just like...
Yeah, you're just stuck. All right, you slash through this thing. It's looking not so great.
Alright, I'm done.
I wasn't.
All right. I'm pretty sure I know something bad's happening because I started it. Oh my gosh, there's several bad things. All right, I'm going to move Hunter's Mark to the starved looking one.
Okay. Music got annoying.
And then I'm going to shoot at him.
It's like a house. I don't know. Why is it a house?
Oof. Oof.
Even with advantage, he manages to duck out of the way.
Just trying to center myself.
All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna line up another shot on this one that's attacking the unnamed.
Okay.
Maybe if I hadn't rolled a 1.
I smell it's got 1 hit point too. I smell it's got
I'm
1
sure
hit
it
point.
does.
It's probably got 1.
Ah.
And it gets to go again.
And he gets to go, so he is going to attack. He's actually going to step forward and attack you, Blink.
He likes
Yeah.
fresh juice.
Yeah. You hit it and hurt it, and he didn't like that.
Ooh.
So he swipes at you with his claws, slashing across your throat, doing some damage to you. You feel that same necrotic energy, but you can shake it off. You're not nearly as affected as your party member was.
All right. I think I'm just going to try slashing at the one that's next to me now. Oh, good.
All right, that's your personal best.
All right. As you eviscerate this thing, his guts come flying out and spill all over the floor.
How many
Kinda
fingers
dry-
are in the guts?
They're kind of dry though, because he hasn't been eating much lately.
It looks like jerky was confetti or something.
Right.
Alright, I'm going to try one more time to chop this guy's head off.
It slices it, dices it.
All right, you chop him good, but it's not quite enough to kill him.
His
You'll
head
never
is
get
just
that
kind
executioner job.
of off. It's a little bit of a...
All right, and this little guy with his little whiny giggle, he takes a swipe at Quint,
Look, bunny rabbit.
who dodges out of the way. This super high dex group that we have here. Making it hard on my NPCs.
Well, Quint's gonna draw out his short sword and try to stick this thing. Here, hold this. All right.
That's a hit. Stab him right in the gut.
And then I'm gonna move a little bit further back.
All right. Well, with that, we are out of combat. So I'm going to go ahead and unlock the tokens. So tokens are unlocked now.
You for your help, my little friend, and I'm going to heal Link.
I don't want to go too far down the hallway.
Go out on your own. Sure.
I don't want to pull the whelps. I don't want to pull the whelps.
And I'm like, oh yeah, you're very welcome, and I will heal the unnamed right back.
So you guys are
High
touching
five
each
heals.
other?
Yeah.
So you
High
guys
five
need
deal.
there's
Yeah, that's
a,
all it is. We high five and heal.
there's a private room right here if you would like to be left alone.
There's a
I don't know what you're gonna do with
sarcophagi
those
climb
naked
in.
ghouls, but it's kind of creepy.
Yeah, the ghouls themselves do not have any
There's no
anything. There's no
rubies
treasure
up
for them.
their
No loot.
ass or anything. Like we could like
They don't have a
No.
coin purse.
squeeze a ruby out.
You checking the prison pocket or? No, they do not have anything on them. They're completely naked. The skeletons have nothing in them either. The interiors of those tombs that they were inside are empty as well. Oddly enough, they don't really look like they fit. The tombs are really nice, they're carved and whatnot, but the bodies were just desiccated and starving ghouls.
Is there any indication on who these people, like, who is entombed here? Where these bodies came from?
Give me a religion check. No, you don't have any clue at all. It's complete gibberish.
Do we know anything about like what could make these bodies turn into ghouls?
Have any of you studied the undead? I mean, the process of
bit.
turning something into a ghoul? Yeah, Quint studied a little bit.
A little
Yeah,
bit.
they're my
Stabbed
favorite
them.
enemy. So
All right, give me a so for Quint and Dick Pick, go ahead and give me a survival check.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Survival.
-1.
I'm gonna double click it.
So Quint, you're aware that ghouls are obviously, come from the corpses of people who have been slain. Dick Pick really doesn't know anything about it, but you also know that these ghouls, the ghouls that you've encountered that were involved in the attacks in Cracovia and whatnot, they're intelligent and they have a whole society within the ghoul kingdom. And these guys, the beggar ghouls, are the lowest members of society. The society itself has many different layers and strata of ghouls that go all the way up. But they're intelligent. They have activities. They'll have assignments and jobs that they'll have to carry out. But you don't really know what the process is of making a ghoul.
Somebody has to die.
That's the first step.
And then they sometimes are given projects to do. Perhaps these ghouls were put down here as guards or protectors of the crypts.
You do know that in most ghoul military attacks, military actions, these kinds of beggar ghouls are used as the fodder that are driven before to try and wipe out.
But we think these ghouls are been down here a while, though, right?
You don't have any evidence of any long-term presence. I mean, they're there in the things, but they don't seem to fit the general ambiance of the area. You know, these are very nicely carved tombs. They don't look like something you would throw in a starving beggar ghoul into.
Perhaps the undead are going to attack. Hey, thanks for the follow, Mecca1027. Mecca. Thank you. I take it we're going this way?
Yeah, you want to head down?
I assume we went down to the end of that hallway and saw it was the end and came back the other way.
All right, the hallway comes down. There's another opening this direction, and then the hallway opens out in that direction as well.
So
Dick Pick wants to like kind of dart ahead and go alcove to alcove, peeking around corners like a rat, you know?
Yep. All right.
So I'm
From there,
trying
you
to
can
do it.
see what looks like a drainage, a drain that leads down into. You're not sure. It smells nasty, but it looks like it may have been used to drain blood or drain some other kinds of fluids down
I
there.
found a urinal.
Do you pee in
So
it?
in practice, I'm trying.
I
The
go and
unnamed
pee in
would
it.
be staying close to Tyrion, since we are the only two who can't see with
Okay.
my lantern,
And I have a little bit of light, yeah.
and we're also the two frontline fighters.
Even the dick pic thinks he is.
All right. So from Dick Pick, where you're at, you see what looks like another section of the same, set of tombs.
There's some more naked jerky up here, probably, guys. Let's be careful.
Maybe let's not open random tombs.
But what if there's cool stuff inside?
Oh, true. Let's open them.
Like what? Dead bodies?
Ghouls?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Some of them move around and try to eat your friends. That's not usual, I would say. Interesting to talk about.
I've had plenty of ghouls eat my family, to be exact.
Ooh, this one's
Dick Pick,
open, guys.
This one's open, yes.
It probably definitely has cool stuff inside. Tyrion, would you like the honors?
Yeah, let's check it out.
All right. And it looks like something crawled out of this one recently and may have attempted to stab Quint in the back.
Yeah, that's the one. I can tell from his small left foot.
The other two are closed. The other two rooms. And inside the tomb is completely empty. It's like these things have been cleaned out and made like a comfortable resting place for a ghoul.
I'm gonna ready in action. Blink is, pulling out his crossbow and he's aiming right down at this tomb that Tyrion looks like he's about to open.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
open it.
All right. You open it up, and it is completely empty inside. There's nothing in there.
Dust bunnies.
Same thing when he tries to open this one.
Okay. And same result. This one is completely empty as well.
I'm gonna quick
Give me
run
a
back.
perception check.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna quick run back to the other hallway and grab my javelin that I forgot.
Okay.
Come right back. I got it.
Hey, Ranger, do you want to climb inside and see what it's like?
Okay.
Get the view of what the ghouls see when they're in there.
Yep. Seal me in.
So I'll close it for a
Alright.
minute and then open it back up.
It
Okay.
was dark.
Did you learn anything? Are you a ghoul yourself now?
No.
Doesn't taste good yet.
Are there scratch marks on the inside?
Actually, Dick Pick, inside the lid, you do see what looks like tally marks. And there were 2 and then 4 in 2 separate sections carved into the lid. And then a little below that, 6.
Okay, I'm going to share that information, but also carve my dick pic sign, which looks like an arrow, but he's convinced is a dick.
2 and 4 and 6.
He's getting better.
So, like, they've been here 6 days?
I've never owned a calendar. I have no idea.
6 weeks? 6 years?
2 years, 4 months, 6 days.
2 years, 4. Oh, makes sense.
That's got to be it.
All right. Other than that, you do not find anything in those tombs.
Let's keep going south.
All right, Tyrion, you see another looks like drain down there.
I'm gonna go listen at it.
Okay, you don't. Give me a perception check.
Oh wait, I'm gonna go up to the other one and shout in it.
Can you hear
Okay.
me?
You hear a faint echo from down there, and then bloop, bloop.
Oh, guys, I think something might be down here.
It is, however, far too small for you to fit. The opening narrows down to maybe 6 inches.
Dick Pick, get in there.
All right, anything my head can fit in, the rest of me can.
You got a pretty big head, though.
My head's stuck.
Quick pull.
I'm not going to waste a grease or a spell slot casting grease just to get your head out.
I have
Got some
something.
grease in a jar and your alchemist tools, right?
I have something that will lube it up.
All right. Looks like my line of sight isn't great. There's all these little exposed areas, but that's all right. So the passageway again heads out to the south and then turns to the west. Now hold on. So in this passageway, you can see it appears empty, except towards the end you see some bloody tracks and several smaller pools of blood. The tracks are small and they kind of look like the tracks that Blink leaves behind when he walks. And the tracks go down this little narrow side passage down this way. There's an iron gate covering that little segment, and you can see even from where you're at that there's bloody prints smeared across the gate. At the end of the passageway, it's filled with rubble. It appears that there's been a cave-in recently, and there's still a little bit of dust hanging in the air, and the dust you can see is covering and dusting on top of the blood.
So the cave-in is more recent than the blood.
Well, at least the dust settled on top of the blood. You don't really know which one came in first, but the bloody tracks obviously come from where the cave-in occurred.
I'm going to carefully come up and try to examine the blood just like I did before, see if I can figure out how old it is.
Okay. Give me a medicine check. All right, this looks considerably fresher, like maybe 6 hours.
Which is much fresher. Less than a watch.
So do I recognize these? Do I recognize these footprints? Did somebody I know leave them? No. Are they kobold?
It's your mom's down here.
Missing left toe that your cousin. No, yeah. They do look like kobold tracks. They absolutely look like kobold tracks. Oh, can you guys see them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Yeah,
have
we can
some where I have
also
them
see
hidden
like
somewhere.
some glitches in the matrix too, like
Yeah, that's because this map was built using pre-made pieces, and the line of sight doesn't line up perfectly when you stitch different pieces together.
oh, you made this map? Cool.
Yeah, I made this one. All right, then there's those bars blocking that little passageway.
I
Is there a
look
lock?
over. I looked over at Quint, and I say, "This is you."
What's me?
Is there a door or a lock?
Quint like
There is a lock. It looks like the iron bars are part of a kind of a metallic gate, and then there's a chain that goes through the bars, and there's kind of like a padlock
what are we talking down here? I don't see no bars.
right in front of you, literally right there.
Oh. I see them now.
The footprints go beneath them.
Sorry. So Quint's going to attempt to examine these for any obvious traps.
Okay. Give me an
Um,
investigation check.
Tyrion's just going off by himself.
Yeah, I wanted to inspect this rubble and see if I found anything.
Okay, give me a perception.
I'm helping.
All right, you can give me a perception too. Okay, Quint, you do not find any traps on it. It looks relatively simple. The lock quality is not great. The bars look really sturdy, like they'd be tough to break, but the lock quality itself seems relatively poor.
So he will attempt to pick them.
Okay. So while you are picking the lock, Tyrion and Dick Pick, you notice that the rubble, it looks like someone may have deliberately caused this. There's sections of the wall supports that had to have been damaged. So it looks like somebody may have deliberately collapsed this section of tunnel.
All right, I'm going to go back with the rest of the group then.
All right, Quint, with a DC 12 Thieves' Tools check required to open the lock, you rolled a 12.
Right.
So you have no trouble popping open that little lock. It's a little stiff, but other than that, it's not too bad.
You said
Blink looks impressed. He's like, "Yeah."
He's like, my father was a locksmith. I picked up a skill here and there.
Pop it open and it swings open, so you will be able to move
So I'll step out of the
down.
way. Since I'm not the go first guy.
All right, the unnamed. As you walk down there, you notice the bloody footprints do continue down, and it seems like around this corner here. There's a large pool of blood in the middle where it looks like whoever it was stopped for a brief moment and was coughing, and it's kind of misty sprayed all over the floor.
It's COVID. Look out.
Yeah.
The halflings go first.
That way you can shoot over our heads.
This is
Yeah.
true. I mean,
It does help, right?
All right, hold on, stop right there. So, Tyrion, as you step foot into it, you see the bloody footprints kind of go into the room, and sitting in the corner of the room, the bloody tracks leading over, and slumped over in the corner is an unconscious, badly injured kobold. And yeah,
it
he's
is your mom.
sitting in a pool of blood.
All right, I'm gonna go up to it, and I mean, I don't have much healing ability, but I'm gonna try to talk to it and say, "Are you all right?"
Okay. He does not respond. He appears unconscious.
All right, I'm gonna call my friends who have healing abilities over.
Okay. Unnamed. You
All right,
enter
so
in. You
I'll
see the same
examine
thing.
him. I'm somewhat familiar with kobold biology, so
You
am I
are.
able to tell if he's alive?
Give me a medicine check.
Well, where'd you get that experience from? Cobalt biology.
He's been playing with Blink.
We saw them.
Playing
Blink and
doctor.
I have
They were touching each other.
played
earlier.
doctor.
All right. So yes, he is alive. Blink, you actually know him.
We don't all know
this-
each other, John.
Well, it's in your backstory, so you do know him. It's in part of the backstory that I helped you with. This is Quarrel. He is your childhood friend that you grew up with, and he works with the Kobold King Koto. And so yeah, you definitely know him.
Oh yeah. Once I realize that who it is, I'll rush forward and even before the unnamed says if he's alive or not, I want to cast Cure Wounds on him and try to heal him.
Okay. So you go ahead and begin administering your healing arts. You cast your healing on him, and slowly he seems to come to consciousness. The physical wounds seem to be healing, but there seems to be something more than that, and he seems just drained and extremely weak. And he looks up at you in this absolutely dead, tired kind of sounding voice. He urges you to get me back to Kodo quickly.
Why? What's going on?
I don't have the strength to last too much longer, but I got to get him this message. There's something really bad going on.
And
invasion.
I'll turn to my friends and say, we got to get him out of here.
Alrighty.
And yeah, we don't really feel like there's anything left to explore here, so let's get him out of here.
Yeah, we're gonna look down here first. Hello. Oh no.
And maybe pee in that drain.
How did he get from this square over to there? Did he run out of blood?
Yes. That's exactly what happened.
He ran out of blood. So who's carrying him? Me? I'm carrying him. Get on. Hop on. I gave him a piggyback ride.
I pick up one hand because I'm weak.
Who is the strongest
right,
individual in the party?
Oh, it's got to be Tyrion, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, even though I'm little, I'm strong.
It is Tyrion, the barbarian.
I'll carry him. He's not so big for me.
Well, with all 5 of you working at it, you guys have no trouble getting this small little kobold.
The unnamed and Dick can't help. I mean, sorry, they get a 6 and a 7. I mean, they're just in the way. They're just in the way. It's just you're dragging his head on the ground. Would you pick it up? Pick it up.
Clunk, 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 clunk up the stairs.
All right, so we make our way back
Oh, God,
out.
I can do it.
All right, so you guys go ahead and bring him out, and now you're back up at the farm map. Brick is there waiting for you, absolutely nervous because he didn't know how long you guys were going to be gone.
As we're going up, I want to talk to Quarrel and try to get whatever message it is out of him. Like, try to get him to tell it to me, just in case he dies on the way. Like, he doesn't make it.
Okay. So he tries to explain what he can, gasping between breaths and whatnot as he goes along. But he he explains that he's been investigating these anti-kobold crimes, and a number of the people that went missing seem to have been taken to this one spot in the cartaways, and he observed one. He was following along and found a place where they seemed to be being taken, but then he was seen and he was chased. He managed to slip them for a little while, but the tunnel between here and the area where this other place were connected, and that's how he ended up here. He managed to collapse it behind him, but he was really badly injured. He tried to go up to the exit where you guys came in from, but the ghouls attacked him, and he managed to get the door locked and then passed out here in the room. You don't need to wander your way back out to the exit.
I already closed the map.
Yeah, we're done with that map. All right, so you guys head on back to the to grab Brick, and Brick is encouraging you to get back to the Rampant Roach. He's really scared now after he sees what happened to Coral.
Shouldn't we grab some pumpkins first or something? Isn't that why we came here?
Yeah, good idea. That's an inspiration right there.
He's a little nervous right now. He's even willing to skip the pumpkin grubs that he wanted so badly.
Oh no, we're
pumpkin
grabbing
grubs.
some pumpkins.
Was
All
it
right.
pumpkins or grubs?
Well, it was
glowing pumpkins.
It was the glowing pumpkins that have this worm grub inside that causes them to glow, and so you can only tell which ones they are at night.
So we'll grab up a couple on our way out.
Grab a few glowing pumpkins. All right.
The Rampant Roach.
So you guys head back to the Rampant Roach. Is that where you're heading back to? And when you get out in the middle of the night, it's raining. It's my map here. It is raining.
Whoa. Raindrops keep falling on our heads.
And you manage to get back to the Rampant Roach, and of course, Skirtle, the head chef at the Rampant Roach and owner, welcomes you in and immediately sees Quarrel and begins freaking out. Asking questions. What happened to him? How did this happen? Who did this?
And I'll just tell him we gotta, get him healing. He's got some important information.
He
Okay.
needs to see the king.
Skirtle says, "Yeah, we need to get him to. We need to get him to King Kodo as soon as possible. Let me grab something real quick. And he goes in the back and he starts. It looks like he's trying to prepare something like a litter to help carry him a little bit better. But as you guys are there sitting around, it's rainy, so there's not really very many customers. There's a few there, but not terribly many. Suddenly, the sound of shattered glass cascades through the Rampant Roach, and a dusty beam of light pierces the dim room from a large hole in the front window. The fist-sized rock that was hurled in from the street outside splashes into a raven pie on the table by the window. The woeful din of the small mob echoes from outside, and a dry old voice shouts, "Come out, you scaly mutt! We know you're in there!"
Sorry, wrong address. I'm gonna stick my head out. This is a RatFolk house. You probably want. It's like 2 blocks that way.
and through the hole in the wall, you see several people that are out there. They look like humans.
Where's the door at?
It's right in front of
Door
me.
is right in front of Dick Pick.
Oh, where's the window at?
In the wall here.
So I'll go over
I didn't
and
draw
look
one.
peek out the window and pick up the rock out of the soup.
All right.
So I will.
Go ahead.
So Unnamed has his vestments over his armor. He's going to step out and I can't tell. The arrow is in the way. If the door, there it is. Let's see. There we go. Open.
You able to open the door? You should be able to.
Yes, but it won't let me go through.
Yeah, I can't see through it either.
Do you have it masked or something outside?
Shouldn't be. We don't need line of sight. All right, you can see a large number of humans out there. They are standing around, and Heston, the guy standing right there, is carrying a silver dagger, and the rest of them are carrying like slings and have some rocks in their hands. None of them are wearing armor. They're all...
Come, friends. What seems to be the problem here? Do we really need to resort to violence?
Yes, we know these scaly little dogs are responsible for everything that's going on. They got my daughter. I know it was that damn brick. Get him out here. Heston yells out. Victus also starts talking and, yeah, give me back my wife, man. Damn kobolds. You ruining everything.
Now, I don't remember off the top of my head, but my character would. Aren't there city guards and things? But I know they don't come down here typically, but doesn't the city have city guards and such?
Yes, they do. There is a city watch. They do not come in the kobold ghetto.
My friends,
Kobolds
this is
solve their own
something for
problems.
the watch to handle. I can tell you, there is no females in here right now. We have been here for a while now. There is no girl, no woman in this building.
Give me a persuasion check.
Am I able to cast a cantrip on myself real quick?
You can cast a cantrip on yourself. You're not sure how they will react to that.
Well, so I'm going to sort of turn my head and reach into my pouch and stand back up after casting a lure on myself.
Okay.
So I don't know if this will be automatic. Will it if I do a persuasion check?
It should. It did not. 1d6 charisma.
There you go. +3.
Okay. So you go ahead and do that and start talking them down, and a couple of them seem like Victus. He starts. What do you mean? There's no women in there? My wife should be in there. Are you sure?
I can understand your frustration. But I tell you, while you are here, the real person who has taken your family members are running free.
And I'm going to assist by being like, we will help you find them.
All right. Dick Pick, are you going to do anything?
I do have nimbleness, so I can just like move around unless I'm provoking an opportunity attack. So I'm just gonna try to. I'm just trying to run around and be a distraction. I'm obviously not a kobold, so I'm hoping not to draw immediate attacks. I'm just trying to add confusion to the situation, basically, like a jerk.
Okay. All right, blink.
All right, I don't really want to show myself. I'm worried that that's just going to make things worse. So I'll kind of come up. Tokens aren't locked, by the way, John.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Need to get
So
a Bob.
just kind of come up close to the door, I also don't want to kill anybody, so I'm going to put my crossbow away and pull out my quarterstaff pull out a dagger, which I'm not very good with, but at least I could, potentially knock somebody unconscious with instead of kill them.
Okay. Tyrion?
All right. Is anyone looking especially hostile that I might like specifically target them to talk with them?
The two main people that appear hostile are Victus and Heston. Heston is the father of the girl who disappeared, Rosalind, and Victus is the husband.
All right. I'm going to talk to Heston, and I'm going to say we would like to help you find your wife. And I'm going to use inspiration. Trying to convince him.
You're going to find his daughter?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, daughter. I forgot which one was the husband and which one was the father.
Yeah, this one's the husband. This one's the one next to you is the dad.
I'm going to tell him that. Like, we want no fight. Like, we will help you. We want to find her.
And Heston is obviously, he's quite large. He works as a blacksmith. He's appears tougher than the other guys that you see there.
And I'm not trying to intimidate him. I'm just trying to be like, yeah, well, we got this. Like I'm gonna like ripple my muscles to show him how strong I am.
All right. Give me a. You're not trying to intimidate him, so give me a persuasion check.
And I'm using my inspiration.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that again then.
By the way, the rain effect is super cool.
Oh, thank you. Okay, very good. You start talking to him. Quint?
Can I see the roof of this building?
You are inside the building.
Right, but there's a window right here, right?
Yeah, there's a window right here.
So from that window, can I see the roof of this building?
Yeah, well, the window's been smashed open by the rock, so the dirty window is no longer impeding your ability to see. So yeah, you can see it. The buildings are not very high. They're kobold buildings, so its roofs maybe like
The roofs are
6,
probably
7
not
feet
very
high.
sturdy either, are they?
Yeah, they're also not very sturdy at all.
All right, maybe that's not a good idea. I was gonna get up there, but so Quinn is just gonna he's gonna like ready a shot on this guy.
Okay.
And I'll pass my turn.
Now, as we've been discussing this with Brick and others throughout the city, have I ever heard the name of either the wife or the daughter?
You, in talking with Skirtle here in the the Rampant Roach, he explained what had happened. There was a girl named Rosalind Turner who was the daughter of this blacksmith, and he explained kind of how she got kidnapped and they think Brick was being framed.
Okay, so I'm going to again turn toward Heston, say, sort of open my hand wide a little bit, showing my attire. I am an unnamed of Sif. I have not seen Rosalind's death. We are searching for her. Allow us to go. These wounds I bear, and I'll point down to the big ghoul slash that I still, the tear in my arm, my vestments and stuff, are from our investigation. Please, I implore you, let us go. Do not delay us further. While she still lives, let us go so we can rescue her.
All right. And with that, we're going to take a break.
Break time. 10 minutes. We're going to take a 10-minute break. So you guys can go away for about 9 minutes, but then come back. Everybody in chat too. 10 minutes. So let me start a timer. One of these buttons does that. No, not that one. That one. 21:44. And put on the slideshow. All right, we'll be back in 10 minutes.
Nighttime in the rain.
Sven,
All right,
you
we're
used
back.
Sven, you used your inspiration already, didn't you?
I did.
I would like to give you my point of inspiration for that last bit of roleplay. I thought that was really good.
Oh, I thank you.
I thought it sucked. Can I take it away from him?
All right. Are we back yet, Drake? Or yeah, okay, we're
Yep.
good. All right. So you done then, unnamed?
And I do have the sound on, unlike at the beginning
Yes.
of the session. I didn't have the sound on. We were talking to somebody in chat. It was like 10 minutes. So.
I'm going to try to look contrite and understanding.
Okay. So this one lady from the back, she's looking around and she chucks a rock at one of the other windows and smashes in another window and starts yelling for these dirty, scaly dogs to bring our women out, bring our what? And she's just kind of screams incoherently, "I want to talk to the manager." And Skirtle is hiding inside. This other with brunette whiskers, she goes up and she has a rock in her hand and she tries to smash the glass around the window to open it up, make it a little easier to get inside. But she's smashing away at it. And this guy with his beard, he looks over at you, unnamed, and why? There we go. Helps if I get into the right mode. He actually throws a rock at you. And it hits you, doing 1 point of damage as it kind of bounces off your chest. It was obviously a very, very weak throw. And this guy with the smelly shoulder in the back, he takes out. He doesn't even have any rocks. All he's got is kind of a club, and he throws it at the wall too, and tries to bash in a section of the wall, but it doesn't really do anything. This female comes up to you, Tyrion, and starts screaming at you and accusing you. How dare you support these nasty little lizard buggers, and you should have more pride in yourself, and you should leave. And then Heston, it's Heston's turn, and he actually turns around. He was convinced by Tyrion and the unnamed speeches, and he turns around and he starts placating these other commoners out there, and he tells them to back off. I don't think Rosalind's here, and actually pushes the commoners back and tells them to back away. And Victus, Rosalind's husband, actually starts doing the same thing. He grabs the lady, the brunette whiskers that was smashing in the window, and pulls her back away from the window and says, "Hey, you just hold on here. We need to talk this out. There's something going on here that doesn't make any sense. There's no way these people would be sticking up for these kobolds." And so the rest of them back off. So we are actually out of combat.
All right.
Nice.
Good job, guys.
I'm going to go there and stare down the one that threw a rock at the unnamed. I mean,
Like,
it's not very
looking up at
threatening. Because I'm soaking wet and my hair's all matted down. I look even smaller.
It is.
Do you mean stare up?
Stare up.
Wet.
Oh yeah.
It's like a wet poodle.
All right, so the commoners start to wander away, and Heston and Victus are kind of like sticking around. They don't look like they trust you necessarily, but they're not willing to fight it out.
So Quint wants to talk to the two and say, if you could give us a description of your daughter and your wife, perhaps when our investigation proceeds further, we might be able to locate them for you.
Yeah, he's absolutely happy to provide a description. He tells you that he knows the City Watch is supposedly investigating it, but he doesn't think that they're actually taking it serious at all. It's just why he got a bunch of his friends to come here, because he thinks this was their only option to get some justice. He thinks the City Watch just dismissed his daughter's disappearance, and he's not too happy about it.
And I will turn to them and say, you have made the correct choice. Thank you. Allow me to pray for you, and I will cast benediction on them. I'm not actually going to concentrate on it, but when I cast it, it creates a clicked the wrong one. Hold on a second. Yes, so they shimmer in a faint white light briefly. So I'm going to pray over the one, make sure, sort of wait to make sure the other one is looking at us as I pray, and then it'll shimmer, and then I'll do the same to the other one, do a benediction over with. We will not rest until you have your family back, or we know what happened.
He nods his head in kind of a supplicating way, and thank you. And he makes some kind of a weird symbol with his hand, kind of over. Looks kind of like he's drawing a gear around the front of his chest as he's making some kind of a weird, like, religious symbol.
Like so you have to go like.
Yeah, it's like.
It takes 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's a long process. And it doesn't look anywhere near as good as the tattoos that Tarian and Dick Pick have.
Yeah, where can we find you guys if we find information? Where do you live? And where does that one who threw a rock at the unnamed live? Does he live alone?
So he explains where they live. They're over in Lower Zobek, kind of where the disabled halfling was that you visited. They're mostly quartered in there. They're not terribly wealthy. He's he's a blacksmith, and Victus kind of works for him as an apprentice. But they're over there, and they would love if you hear anything. You do recognize that the dagger he's holding is the dagger that Brick described to you that was found where the daughter was kidnapped.
Can we examine it? Will he let us look at it? Perhaps you should let us see this evidence. It could be a clue who took your daughter.
He looks down at it. I suppose it doesn't hurt for you to look at it. It's Brick's. I know it was his. He brought it in for fixing. And taking a look at it, it's a nice dagger. It's a silvered dagger. It's unique in the ornamentation and whatnot, but there's nothing magical about it. There's nothing special to it.
So I don't believe it's ever really worked this way, but I'm going to hold it and say a brief prayer over it and then hand it back so that at least I've touched whoever, had contact with an item that the killer used or kidnapper used.
We know, you just like to touch things.
All right.
Does it look like it could be a kobold-sized dagger? I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
okay.
dagger did belong to Brick. It was his. It was a family heirloom. It was just found in the room where Rosalind was after she was kidnapped. And Brick had explained to you that he had lost it in the cartways several days earlier.
And have we been to the cartways?
All of your underground adventures have been in the cartways.
That's
yes.
the cartways, okay.
Yeah.
We didn't completely search the first one we went to, but that was where our first adventure was.
Yeah. Where you guys fought the Gorlings and the went rat hunting and whatnot. That's all part of the cartways, which is this vast underground network of rooms and tunnels and collapsed areas that used to be silver mining tunnels and then have been taken over since they were abandoned.
And Quint's going to say to Victus,
Of unlocked tokens.
Mr. Turner, I'm going to leave it to you to make sure that these kobolds are not in any danger while we're out rescuing your daughter and his wife. So if you could look out for them while we're out, if we come back and find that indeed you guys have been hostile towards them, then you will have to face the consequences from this adventuring party.
I understand. We didn't really want to hurt anybody. We just wanted to give some hometown justice.
Well, as far as our
We wasn't gonna kill 'em.
investigation goes, these kobolds are not at fault. They have been, should we say, framed. But
Well, I hope you find something soon, because she's been gone too long.
Did she have clothes on? I mean, just asking because there was ghouls with naked ghouls.
When she was taken, yes, she had clothes on. You don't know if she currently has clothes on, but
You're asking very upsetting questions.
No.
All right. So while they're talking to the mob, I don't want to be seen anyway. So I'm gonna go back into the kitchen and talk to all the other kobolds back here. We're gonna have a little kobold meeting,
Okay.
and just basically tell them that it seems like everybody's calming down, and my friends have taken care of it. Nobody's gotten hurt or anything, so it's okay. But basically ask them, is this the sort of thing that's been going on around here? Like, is this standard, or is this continuing to escalate?
So Skirtle looks very nervous, and he immediately says, "This is the worst it's ever gotten. It is definitely escalating, and he's really starting to worry. He actually doesn't believe that even your fine protection is enough, and he slips you, Blink, a little pouch with feels like some coins inside it, and he insists that you need to go talk to the Kobold King, Koto, Cragclaw. It's clear that he needs something more than just your help. He needs to get the king involved and to something to tamp down on this aggression.
And I want to tell him, that I'd be happy to talk to the king for him. The last time I tried to see him, I was he wouldn't see me, and ask him if he knows anything about that.
He's probably been preoccupied with all of the craziness going on. But I can come with you and see if we can't get in. I'm sure with Quarrel here, you should have no trouble getting in.
Yeah. All right. Let's go. I would like to bring my friends with as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right. Are you guys done talking to the other two humans?
Yeah, we
Uh,
murder them and stuff their bodies in an alleyway. Just no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
There's a drain you could shove them down under.
Right. We can make it look like the kobolds did it. Stick him with
All
his
right.
own dagger.
So you guys are heading on over to the Kobold King.
Off to see the king.
All right. So off to see the king. You guys head on over. Brick is kind of leading you through these dark, cramped streets there in the Kobold Ghetto. He has a little torch ahead of him, and you see him every once in a while waving away groups of kobolds, and you think he may be signaling them that you guys are with him and to not try and pick your pocket or attack you. Some of the alleyways are so tiny that you have to kind of turn sideways to go through, except for Blink and Dick Pick. You guys fit through just fine. And you get back over to where King Kodo's place is, and they see Quirrell and Skirtle, and they immediately invite you guys in. And some people start taking care of Quirrell. Inside, once you go in there, Blink, you recognize him. You see Kodo Cragclaw. He's the Kobold King. He's sitting upon this scrap metal throne, and he's flanked by a variety of well-armed kobold guards. And the king looks over at you and, oh, are you the sellswords Skirtle mentioned? He told me a few days ago he had some people watching after his boy. You look like proper slayers. Welcome to my court, friends of kobolds.
Yeah, and I'll step forward and say that yes, these are friends of mine. I knew that Brick was in trouble and tried to help him, and my friends volunteered their services to help out as well.
Ah, Blink, welcome back. It's been a while.
Indeed, it has. The business with the caravan went well.
Excellent, excellent. Glad to hear it. No anti-kobold sentiments out on the trail?
No, only we did run into some kobolds that were in danger, but nothing we couldn't handle.
Excellent, excellent. So, thank you for bringing Quirrell back. He looks like he's in a bad way. Can you tell me what happened with him?
And Blink will go ahead and explain the whole story, tell him, everything he knows.
Okay. Brick's situation is just a sign of a much larger threat to the Zobek kobold community. This isn't the first kidnapping, and I don't think it's going to be the last. Friends of kobolds, I need your help freeing my people from these false accusations. Several of the big folk have gone missing over the past few weeks, and in nearly every case, some kind of kobold equipment and weapons have been found at the site of their disappearances. Now, I've sent scouts out like Quirrell to check with the other kobold kings, with the other gangs in the ghetto. None of them were involved in these disappearances, though they all blame each other. Now, we kobolds prefer to keep to ourselves and not make too much trouble with the big folk, but kidnapping big folks is heaps of trouble for everybody. Quirrell, and he asks if you were able to get like an actual location of where these places, these where Quarrel had found these things. And Quarrel, he's kind of recovering a little bit, and he manages to explain exactly where in the Cardaways in it this location is. And so he Kodo then turns to you and says, "Well, if the other kidnapped big folk were taken, every one or two, taken once every 2 to 3 weeks, I'd say you've got less than a week before the next one is kidnapped. Um, I hope, for Brick's sake, you find the blacksmith's daughter. I would appreciate it if you would be willing to investigate this place that Quarrel found. With the instructions that he gave, you should be able to get there safely enough. We'll take care of Brick in that time. And I do want to offer you something for your assistance, because I believe this can be very valuable to the kobolds. So I want to offer you 200 gold pieces and a magic item for your assistance.
And Blink says, thank you very much. Have you noticed any sort of pattern in who they target? Is there any way we could find out who their next target is before they target that person?
We've not been able to determine any pattern. Even this, from what we've been talking with the City Watch, they're pretty close-lipped, but they seem to be randomly placed, usually not terribly well protected, easy targets, and they disappear. It's obvious that Brick is way too small to carry this human woman out through the window. She was twice as big as he is.
It's too bad. I was really hoping we could dress up Dick Pic as a little girl and wait for them to abduct Dick Pic.
Do you or your clans here have any kind of enemies? Have you had any disputes or with anyone? Do you know the cause for this?
Kobolds fight amongst each other all the time. That's why there's 24 of us kings. But we don't have anything specific going on right now. I mean, kobolds as a whole are suspicious of one another, but we're not engaged in any warfare or any vendettas against anything. As far as we can tell, the kobolds don't have any clue, and they're not involved in the cause of this. We haven't been able to figure out where it is. We
you
do
know
notice
of anyone
that
who would want all the kobolds driven out of the city?
well,
Who
the
would
last couple of
benefit
months,
from
it
that
seems
if
like
it would happen?
everybody wants the kobolds out. People have been treating us worse and worse, throwing trash at us, just insulting us. The level of racism that we're seeing, anti-kobold sentiment, it's growing day by day. We don't know why.
Do you have any contested contracts, or who would benefit from this if you were to be driven out?
No, it seems too general. It's not affecting just, me and my business interests or one of the other kobold kings. It's all over the city. Everybody who's involved is being targeted.
Perhaps the Kobold area is strategic for an invasion. Maybe if they clear out the kobolds, they can move into your territory. What lies beneath Kobold Town? I don't know.
Well, the ghetto was built, on part of the cartways. There's lots of tunnels under there filled with crazy stuff. Anybody trying to come in and invade here, they would be the dumbest thing to do to try and invade through the kobold ghetto.
Not if
Not
the
only could they get
kobolds-
lost everywhere they went, they'd have kobolds slashing their ankles everywhere they walked.
If the kobolds were not here.
I honestly can't think of any strategic value that there might be to not having kobolds here, and we're not leaving. This is our home. We'll fight for it if necessary. We helped overthrow the last dictator. We'll do it again if we have to.
Yeah, they literally shoved us into the shittiest place in town.
That's true. And they made us build it with our own hands as they forced us to stay slave labor for centuries.
So just to clarify, we know where the other part of the room of the collapsed tunnel leads, and we know how to get there.
Yeah, so Quarrel gave you enough information that you could go to where he saw that. It did take you to a different route, like because you can't go through the collapsed area, but you're familiar enough that he can give you good enough instructions to get to the entrance. And he is offering you the 200 gold, which I'm going to go ahead and throw in the party sheet. And your choice of magic item. So the party gets to pick one of the three. The first is a candle of summoning. Second is a lantern of revealing, and the third is a pipes of the sewers.
Pipes of the sewers? That's a pretty badass magical.
I don't know what it is, but that's the one Blink wants.
Dick Picks goes for that.
Yeah. Quinn votes for the pipes of sewers too.
Pipes of the sewers, all right.
It's got a mouse on it.
Yep, little squeaky mouse.
Or
Are any of you proficient with wind instruments?
All right, let's not take that one.
Because it does require you to be proficient with wind instruments to use them.
I have rodent empathy and it's covered in mice. I don't know why that wouldn't apply.
Yeah, no.
I'm happy to give it to you, but do you want one of the other two?
Yeah, probably.
What was the other two?
Wait.
Candle of summoning and a lantern of revealing. So the candle of summoning is a one-time use item that allows you to cast spirit guardians, and the lantern of revealing burns oil and reveals invisible creatures and objects.
Lantern.
We really don't want any more of this group revealed.
Does
More than
it?
we can already
Does
see,
it?
so-
Does it actually still shed light?
Yes. Bright light in 30-foot radius, dim light for an additional 30 feet. It's a hooded lantern.
And does it cost any extra fuel?
Just oil.
It's just regular oil.
I say we carry that thing around.
That's a pretty baller item.
Yeah.
Swap out the one I have for that, sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Lantern of Revealing has been added to the party sheet.
And who's gonna
And
carry around the vial of demon ichor?
I have one of them.
I thought maybe the unnamed should take the other since he's the closest to the front.
You don't want the it for your alchemical purposes and such.
Well, I think the effect is better.
Yeah, resistance to poison?
for an hour.
Go on. But I guess you could disperse the gold if you want.
Yep. Here you go.
Right. I'm retiring. 40 gold. Whoa.
So I will give
Eh.
the lantern to Tyrion if he wants it.
Sure. Well, I have a lit up axe. It's not as big of a light source, but if someone else wants it, that's fine.
This way, if you ever need it, you'll have it, but it's up to you.
Yeah, I'll take it.
With that 40 gold, am I now in the Kobold 1%?
Yes. Okay, give
So
me a
can you
second.
share the image for the lantern of revealing, if you don't mind?
Absolutely.
Because it won't let me open it.
And can I see if that blacksmith will turn my ghoul claw into the dagger for 100 gold?
Well, are you guys going to stop and take a rest before you guys head on in?
I think we should. I don't have any spell slots left.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's take a long rest.
And there is the eyeball lantern.
It kind of looks like a freaking tea kettle or percolator.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Like a little coffee percolator thing on the top.
Very nice. I like the little sparkly, the bling. So I'll be
So
dazzled.
you can have the dagger. It takes 7 days to craft it, but you can have them get started on the process.
Yeah, I'll take 100 gold out of mine.
Okay.
Can't Blink,
so
Blink do it faster?
Blink, can you make? I didn't know like what level you were tinkering or just improving existing weapons, or if you normally made weapons out of body parts.
Body parts.
I don't know, John. Am I able to use my Tinker's tools to do that?
you'd really need like a blacksmith's forge to do something that complicated.
Not yet. I mean, well, eventually I'll probably have blacksmith's tools, but I won't have, like a portable forge with me or anything.
Just need some venture capital.
So give yourself a dagger with that, or just keep the ghoul claw item and mark that you've paid the gold, and then after 7 days we'll put it in your inventory.
All right.
You set it on the calendar too, 7 days.
Yep.
100 gold, spent it. I like that.
Calendar's taking forever to open.
I don't like that the players can't mark the calendar.
I know that's there is an extension that allows that, but it has a whole bunch of other stuff that I don't like, so I don't use that extension.
Yeah, I tried it. I was like, oh.
So I'm putting it on the 30th of Goldflower.
Ghoul claw dagger.
Here we go. All right, so you all had a long rest. So I'm going to advance the time as you went overnight, and it is now the 24th of Goldflower. All right, so you guys are ready to head on into those catacombs, correct?
Could you push that, please?
Push the map?
Long rest.
Oh, yes, I can do that. There you are.
All right. Level up. Oh, wait.
Not quite yet. All right, after the good night's rest and all of the healing, Quarrel's able to give you really good instructions on how to get to where he was investigating. And he explains that, how he observed some of the people being brought there. So he thinks this is where they were being brought from, or being brought to. He's not quite sure. So let me go ahead and share the map with y'all. And it's in a section of the cartways. It goes down and down and down. It's a very steep staircase. You can't really see very far ahead of you, but it is fairly deep underground. I assume that's kind of the order that you wanted to be in.
I only see 4 of us. Somebody around the corner or something.
Oh, you're all there.
I see all of us.
Some of you are in, there's terrain because you can't really see very far. The
Oh.
steps are too steep. So you can't see terribly far. Now, Dick Pick, from where you are, the rank subterranean air smells of ancient rot. From where you're at, you can see wooden caskets are laid within the massive alcove shells lining the long walls of this hall to the east and the west, stacked 2 high in rows of 4. A narrow corridor on the opposite end of the hall continues toward a small antechamber before receding into darkness.
I'm gonna step into the room, but then like hug the wall,
Okay.
skulking about. Since it's so rank here, are the wood caskets rotting, or do they look?
Yeah, they're not in good condition. They look like if you hit them hard enough, you might go right through them.
They're goopy.
Yeah, kind of well rotted.
I'm gonna try to avoid them.
All right. And you can see, give me a Dick Pick and Tarian, from where you are, give me a survival check, please. Okay. Anybody else want to try on the survival check?
I will. I'm not very...
Dick Pick almost swallowed his own tongue just sitting there, so.
Like, let me look for these tracks as well.
All right. Blink and Quint, both of you have good enough survival skills that you do see some tracks on the floor. And there are 2 distinct sets of tracks. The first is a set of booted footprints, boot prints that travel the length of the hallway and lead out further to the south. The other set of tracks is fainter, but they kind of meander all over the room here.
Do they look like kobold prints?
They do not. They look like bare humanoid feet.
Medium size.
Medium-sized, humanish looking feet.
And how old are these tracks?
You can't really tell. They're kind of in the dust in the floor, but you can't tell if they're yesterday or a week old.
So, not 6 years, but...
Yeah, they're probably not on the order of 6 years or so. There's not a lot of evidence of the tracks, but you can kind of piece it together once you start following them. Tarian, actually, back up just a little bit. Could you and Dick Pick both give me perception checks? All right. Dick Pick, from when you're walking past that casket where you're at, you notice something odd about the wall right there. It doesn't seem to quite fit quite right. Like there's something off about it.
Okay, I'm going to try not to knock over the stack of caskets, but I want to investigate it more.
Okay. You go over and give me an investigation check. All right. You actually find what looks like a narrow, concealed tunnel, kind of behind the caskets,
Ooh.
and you are able to see a little bit into this little narrow tunnel.
Are there any footprints in the tunnel or leading to it, or?
You do not see any footprints in the tunnel.
I'm going to make sure that people notice me going in there, but then I'm going to pop in. Boop.
All right.
Yeah, Tyrion's following right behind him.
I'm going slow, and I'm listening very, very hard.
Okay. Give me a perception check. All right. You listen very hard with your big old rat ears, and you hear kind of very faintly the sound of like drops of water from the passageway to the south. You can see the passageway here heads off towards the south.
I'm going to whisper that to Tyrion and just assume they're going to play telephone. I'm going to go north first because it looks like this might wrap up to the other casket. I'm going to stop.
Okay.
I'm going to panic and ask Blink which way we should go.
Tyrion, you can see that the passageway kind of wraps around over to the east up there.
Yeah, I tend to follow behind Dick. I don't like him to get too off on his own and risk death too much. So.
It's my favorite thing to do.
So Dick Pick, from there, you can see that it's like looking at the back end of that hidden passageway that you found. It's a similar type of kind of hidden entrance that you think might open up into another room.
Okay. As cautiously as possible, I'm going to push it a centimeter and listen, push it a centimeter and listen until I can kind of see through it.
Okay. So as you push it through, let me hold on.
Right on
A Ming vase is slowly getting pushed off of a shelf.
All right. And when you open that little area, you see it looks very similar to the hallway you just left. Except, and give me a stealth check, please. All right. In the crouched behind that casket, the lowest one, you see a naked ghoul, just like the ones you saw previously.
Oh, okay.
Right there. Does not appear to be aware of you just yet.
All right. I'm going to can I close the door thing too with the same ease, or is it like you have to push it from the other side kind of thing?
It's pretty simple. Yeah. It's not a complicated mechanism or anything.
All right. I'm going to carefully close it and then kind of take a step back and tell my party what I saw and suggest we check out the water drip noise first.
Sure. We can check out the south passage first.
But at least we know where we can fight if we want.
Oh. All right, hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Just a little bit. So the narrow tunnel kind of winds down southward and meets this small little cave-like chamber nestled between the catacomb walls. A large pool of stagnant water stretches from wall to wall of the earthen room.
Oh yeah, I'm not going in there. I just got dry from all the rain. Do you guys want to kill a ghoul then? I mean, he's sitting right there. He doesn't
Yeah.
even know.
Do I see anything in this pool? I mean, how deep does it look? Does it just look like a pool?
Looking into the pool, you think you might see something a little shiny at the bottom of it,
Bling!
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go for the
but it's
shiny.
hard to see.
It's a copper piece. Kill it. Do it. Risk your life for it.
Okay. You're gonna jump in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You dive in.
It's only 2
And-
feet deep.
No, it's actually quite deep, and unfortunately, as soon as you dive in, you realize this isn't water.
It's acid.
Or
piss, one or the other.
As you dive into a gelatinous cube.
Oh,
so you are
does it sound like
now currently engulfed within the gelatinous cube.
Whoops.
Let's see what does this do?
Softens the skin. It's like retinol.
All right, so you dive in, and immediately you have to make a saving throw. Actually, you don't get a save because you dived in. You just take the damage, and you're going to take a lot of damage if you stay in there for terribly long. As you feel acid burning your skin all around you as you are now within the thing. All right, so let's roll initiative.
So I see Tyrion dive into the pool and just like get stuck. Can I see that from here?
Yeah, you see Tyrion. Let's see. Can you see that from there? Yeah, you can see him dive into the pool, and he disappears below the ground level, and doesn't come up. And you hear a scream from the water.
I'm in a position.
Tokens are not locked, by the way.
Okay.
Quick, move them all around. Open the map.
They are now.
All right, so I want to move up just a little bit, see what I can see.
Okay.
So, all right, I know what this thing is. Obviously, does Blink have any idea what's going on? Like, at this point, he probably can't even see Tyrion, right?
No, Tyrion is kind of below the surface of where you would be able to see.
So he'd probably keep going up to see if he can see what's going on to help Tyrion.
All right. From there, you can see down, and you see what looks like two little feet just right at the very edge of the water, kicking as Tyrion's head first in the middle of this gelatinous cube.
All right, but it's clear he's not moving. Is there any reason that I would think that this is a creature? Blink?
You can see that Tyrion's skin appears to be burning. Acid burn. You know, it's obvious that he's in pain. Other than that,
is he getting mad?
I don't think Blink knows what gelatinous cubes are. So he would probably just think this is some sort of trap, and even though it's maybe acid or something, he wants to grab his rope and throw, holding onto one end, obviously, throw the rope in at Tyrion to try to help him get back out of this, whatever this pool is that's burning him. So that's
Okay.
what he's going to do.
So you apply the help action to Tyrion.
Okay.
I assume Tyrion's going to attempt to escape.
Well, he likes it.
So I have the same question. Have I studied this or heard about this or healed anybody coming to the temple with these type of wounds or anything?
Well, the wounds themselves are just acid wounds. Give me a survival check. Okay, well, you know enough about gelatinous cubes. You know that they have, they're very difficult to see. They have kind of the appearance of water. What kind of information are you trying to ascertain about it?
Just that it's a creature and he's trapped in it. That's pretty much all I need to know.
It's difficult to tell whether it's a creature versus just a pool of acid. But with your survival check, you rolled certainly high enough. You can see that there is some cohesive movement of it. It's not just random water or random acid.
And
Right, so
the lantern of revealing may help you a little. I don't know.
So I just want to step forward. I just can't see the room. Is there any room beyond him? So I'm just going to step here. To see, can I go beyond him? No, there's not. Okay, so I'm going to reach forward and touch his feet, cast my spell and step back. And I'm going to say, feel what Blink feels. And I'm going to cast Kobold's Fury on Tyrion. So your touch infuses the rage of a threatened kobold into the target. You have advantage on melee attacks until the end of your next turn, and the next successful melee attack against a creature larger than you does an additional 2d8 damage. This thing is definitely larger than you, so.
Yes, two sizes larger.
Oh, this isn't really coded very well, but all right. As that passes my turn, I'll go ahead and make a new coding for it.
Okay. Quint?
So Quint hears the commotion, but he's all in the back of the bus back here and doesn't know what the hell's going on. So I kind of imagine that he had a short sword drawn. So, because a bow would be kind of a little awkward in here. So he's going to...
Cramped tunnels.
Yeah, he's going to move up, and I don't see this thing, do I?
No, it's below the surface. It looks like a pool of water.
Oh, what happened? Yeah.
No, I approved it.
I move up, and all I see is feet sticking out, right?
Yeah, two little toes kind of kicking. Little wisps of smoke coming up.
And I don't even see Tyrion. Can I move through Blink's space, try to grab Tyrion's feet and pull him out?
Do you have enough move to get back?
5, 10, 15, 20. Are we double through their space?
Yeah, it's through
15, 20,
ally
25, 30. Yeah, I can, see, 10, yeah, it's 10 to get there, and then 15, 20 through his space, 25, 30 back. Oh, I'd be in his space. All right, so I am going to put away my short sword and draw out my bow, and that's it.
Okay. You're on top of somebody. No. Okay.
No, but you opened the side of the map for me.
Oh. Sorry. All right, Tarian. Let me double check this again. The engulfed creature. Yes, Fen, that's correct. On a failed save, the engulfed creature can't breathe, is restrained, and takes acid damage at the start of each of the cube's turns, so not on your turn. When the cube moves, you move with it. You can attempt to make an escape by taking an action to make a strength check. And because Blink tied a rope to your leg to help pull you out, you will have advantage on that.
Yes, I think I would like to try to break free with a strength check.
All right. Okay, well, that was weird. We had that same 3 dice roll thing that we saw the other day. But regardless, you rolled definitely high enough. You managed to squirm your way around and pop yourself up just onto the ledge, just out of reach, just outside of the liquid. You're lucky it didn't go, because if you start in it, you take 66 acid damage.
Woo! Thanks for the help, guys. That I shouldn't have just dove into this pool without being careful.
Yeah, never take a bath. I've been saying this for years.
Never take baths. All right, so that was action. So that's about all I can do right now, right?
Is it a creature?
Yeah, that was your action.
I can't really see anything, so I'm going to step into the kobold space for a second.
Okay. You don't need to move your character. Just go ahead and do what you're going to do from there. Or unless you need to move it to see.
Yeah, I just didn't. Yeah, he hadn't even revealed him yet. All right. Yeah, I'm just going to try to stab at him now that Tyrion's not inside of it.
All right.
And before I do that, bonus action, Hunter's Mark on it.
All right, you stab your sword right down into this goo.
And I'm just going to pop.
Blink sees dick pics stab the water, and he's like, what the fuck?
Kill the water! All right, Gelatinous Cube does not have anybody in it anymore. And from the surface of this pool-looking pond, you see this pseudopod come up and lash out at Blink as it attacks Blink with his pseudopod.
That's why.
Did that not?
Don't look like you had him targeted.
It didn't target. And Blink, you managed to dodge out of the way, but this nasty, slimy pseudopod just barely missed you.
What the fuck? That was in character.
So, just to clarify, trick shot and sneak attack. If I use trick shot and give myself disadvantage, I won't have sneak attack, correct?
Right. Well,
Bastard.
Do you get sneak attack when it's just advantage, or is it when an ally is near your target?
No, I think if you try to do sneak attack.
I think it's if you have advantage or an ally is adjacent, unless you have disadvantage, and disadvantage cancels out sneak attack.
You don't need advantage if another
Yeah, it
enemy
says-
of the target is within 5 feet of it.
Yeah, that enemy is incapacitated, and you don't have disadvantage on the attack. So,
Right. So if you
yes.
have disadvantage, then it wouldn't work.
So that's not gonna work. So can I shoot this thing through blink -2?
Yeah, you'll get a -2.
All right, I will do that. -2 on my longbow. On
Trying
the
to shoot
gelatinous
down through
cube.
Blink's legs and hit the
Yeah,
pseudopod.
well, Blink's short.
Yeah, just hit the deck.
Alright, for 10 more damage on this thing.
And then I'll move back a little bit in case this thing
Is
comes
it-
this way. It doesn't engulf me.
Jiggles like lime jello.
Oh, I didn't even... Was I on top of the unnamed?
Looks like you are.
I was on his shoulders. Hello!
Alright, where I'm standing, I can't really see the gelatinous cube. Just, it seems like
Okay, let me.
I'm kind of out
Does
of...
that work?
Oh, yeah, there I go.
I moved you one over. You're kind of right in the middle of the line of sight.
Yeah.
Really,
so I'm-
you're prone kind of at Blink's feet.
Alright, I would like to stand up and then try to hit the gelatinous cube with my axe.
Okay.
Now, because of the way that works, since it hasn't been around since I went, would my spell still be in effect?
When does it say it ends?
1 round.
One
the
round.
Duration,
Then
duration is 1
yeah,
round.
it would be your turn. So yes, it would still be in effect.
Okay.
That's just one of those
Ooh,
things that we have to deal with. Oh, crit!
that's gonna hurt. Plus 2d6. Good lord.
Ow!
We got a lot to catch up to beat that hit.
It made you mad.
Yeah, no
Look at
kidding.
those
Yeah.
8, 8, 8. Wow.
That's the extension. Remember, crits in mine always the weapon damage die is maxed.
Oh.
Then the crit die is actually rolled.
And that added in my extra effect.
2d8s.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Alright, that's all I got.
And it's still up, so heavily wounded.
Yes.
All right, so he is in front of me. He's honestly not that hurt. He is not. So you said he's in the square with Blank, so I'm going to.
He's kind of crowding with Blink right now. Technically, they shouldn't be able to stay in the same square, but they're both tiny.
All right, so again, I'm going to touch him. He's going to glow with white light briefly. So if he gets hit, he'll be able to subtract 1d4 damage from it.
You and your
Okay.
touching.
I'm going to take 1 step back just in case someone else wants to move back a little bit.
Okay. It's kind of right in the wall, but
Can you show us on this doll where you touched him?
All right. So because Tyrion is adjacent to this thing, I'm going to get advantage on my attack roll with the Kobold Blindsider trait. So while it's a little distracted, I'm going to try to... Oh, no. Wait, that's a bad idea. I just realized I was going to try a touch spell on it, and that's probably not a good idea.
touch the acidic cube.
Yeah, that's not a good idea. But you know, he still has his dagger out, so I'll just try to stab it.
Stab
Okay.
at thee.
Dropped a 1.
Yeah, I like that.
All right. Your weapons seem to be hurting it, but it's really hard to tell because the gelatinous wounds just kind of flow shut.
If I step up there and kind of crowd the unnamed, yeah, I can see him now. All right, I'm gonna try to shoot at him,
Okay.
and I'm going to use one of my hyena teeth to get an extra D4.
All right.
You have me targeted.
I didn't
Shoot
say
Blink
which
right in the
him.
back.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot at
Yeah.
Blink him with my hyena teeth.
And knock him into the cube. Very nice. Dropped a 3.
And how do I add a D4 to that, or just roll that separately?
So roll a d4 into the chat, and then drag it to that number. Drag it to your modifier box, and then roll your damage normally.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay.
Where did it add the
Gillette.
D4?
It's in the 6, the +6.
Oh.
Yeah, I normally have +2.
All right, so gelatinous cube sees you all. And the pseudopod thrashes out again and tries to wrap itself around Tarion.
I just
And
imagine
it
the
is-
acid burning the tattoos right off his body. He's like all clean and new.
We can roll a
it's-
d4 to subtract the damage.
Yes, can you roll that please for me?
Three.
Alright. And the pseudopod reaches out and smashes you for 14 damage. As acid is burning all over kind of your side of your body. But it doesn't pull you in.
All right, I'm gonna go at him again with my axe.
Oh, I thought you were going to dive into him again.
That was a bad decision. I learned my lesson.
All right. Chopping it little bit by little bit. But not quite enough to kill it just yet.
The unnamed.
Alright, so I'm going to sort of scooch, excuse me, pardon me, smack Tyrion, excuse me, pardon me, go back to where I was.
Thank
All right.
you, my
Smack Tyrion in the back of the head.
Well, there's like a whole freaking line up here. I'm like, is this line moving? What the hell?
There's a hole up
Line.
here somebody can fall into, yeah. Can move into.
5, 10, 15, 20. Can I get to
Yeah,
that square?
Yeah. You can just barely squeeze in. You'll have disadvantage just because it's so tight. You're big enough.
I'm squeezing. Well, if I'm going to have disadvantage, then I'm going to do trick shot.
Okay.
Disadvantage. And longbow. Hit.
That's a hit. He's not too hard to hit. I don't think anybody's missed yet.
There you go. Critical damage.
In fact, this thing had an AC of 6.
It's like, can you miss?
And it can't move because it's in the pit and it can't climb out. So very nice. We are out of combat. You have killed the gelatinous cube.
Do we know it was shiny inside of it?
Are you going to dive in and retrieve it?
Tyrion will.
It's like, shit, yeah, I'm going in again.
Tyrion like bites his dagger, jumps in.
Good job finding that, by the way.
All right. Yeah. So if you do want to attempt to retrieve it, you can go ahead and attempt to retrieve it, and I'll throw that in the party sheet. What you find is a chain shirt, a morning star, a short sword, 6 gold pieces, and 13 silver pieces. Does anybody want any of those or sell them?
Oh, well, do they appear to be fine?
They all are pretty ordinary,
Rusty,
maybe
kind
slightly
pitted?
slightly pitted from being inside of a gelatinous cube for who knows how long.
Well, if they're taking 66 points of acid damage every round, then they got to be nice, or they just got put in there.
Well, not all objects are affected the same way. Flesh is affected more by a gelatinous cube. They tend
Flesh
to not
is-
dissolve other materials,
Flesh is
non-organics.
mushy. Yeah, I'll take the short sword. Well, the chain shirt's pretty nice too. Can I wear a chain shirt?
It's not worth the wait for me, so
Does chain
someone else
shirt
can
give you
have it.
disadvantage? Dex bonus max 2. Yeah, no, I don't want that. It might actually lower my armor class. I don't know.
Yeah, with all your high dexes.
Yeah, just sell it. I don't need another short sword.
All right, everything's sold and gone. And this is actually a good spot to wrap it up for tonight, just a couple minutes early. And next week we will pick back up with you guys exploring these
2
catacombs.
weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. That's right. We're in Chult next week.
Well, that's going to put us, what, the 27th, the day
Thanksgiving?
after Thanksgiving?
It's fine by us.
It's fine with me.
I think I'm okay.
I don't know yet.
Yeah.
But who knows?
We'll plan on it, and then if we don't have enough players, then we'll figure it out.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Well, stream, we appreciate you guys hanging out. If anybody was out there lurking, tomorrow night over on Rob2E's channel, I will be running Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden. And then Sunday, I'm going to try to run my Against the Giants campaign with my buddies from high school tabletop guys that I'm dragging into Fantasy Grounds. And then Tuesday will be our last session of Call from the Deep. Either they're going to win the fight or they're going to lose the fight. One or the way or the other. And then back here on Friday, again, we'll be doing Jungles of Chult. So I appreciate everyone hanging out, and we'll talk to you guys later. Say goodbye to the stream, everybody.
Bye, stream.
Goodbye.
Don't jump in random pools.
And
He's not the boss of you.
Let's go raid. Let's go raid somebody. See if we can get a raid going before somebody raids us. Raiding Marbania. So stick around for a minute. We'll raid, and then you guys can take off. All right, here we go.